Hello and welcome to the session on photosynthesis. So the subject biology for engineers. In this session we will be talking about photosynthesis, its importance, and in the last we will be solving some multiple choice questions. So what is photosynthesis? Autotrophic process. Plant and plant-like organisms make the energy glucose from the sunlight, stored as carbohydrate in their bodies. Chemical reaction is 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus sunlight gives glucose, that is C6H12O6 plus 6O2. Why is photosynthesis important? Makes organic molecules glucose out of inorganic material. It begins all food chain web, and it also makes oxygen gas. Photosynthesis start to ecological food webs. The sun is the source of energy. Plants such as grass use energy from the sun to make own food. The zebra obtain energy by eating grass. The lion obtains energy by feeding by zebra. Photosynthesis means putting together with light. Plants use sunlight to turn water and carbon dioxide into glucose. Glucose is a kind of sugar. Plant use glucose as a food for energy. And how do we know plant make carbohydrates from just carbon dioxide, water, and light energy? Here is an example for that. Photosynthesis. Chemical reaction is given as 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus energy gives glucose, that is 6,6H12O6 plus 6O2, absorbed by chlorophyll. Plant in action. Basic photosynthesis representation is given below. It's given as light energy, carbon dioxide and oxygen, and in the bottom is the water. Plant leaves have many types of cells. Upper epidermis, lower epidermis, guard cell, xylem, stomata, plant cells. This representation is given as leaf cross section, cell containing chloroplast and mesophyll cell. Let's move on to next slide. The photograph given is an Elodea leaves X400 individual cells are clearly visible. The tiny green structure within the cells are chloroplast. Chloroplast makes sugar. Small green structure is the chloroplast. Let's move on to next slide. Plants. Leaves are green because they contain pigment called chlorophyll. Leaves have a large surface area to absorb as much of light as possible. Chloroplast make the oxygen too. The representation of plant in underwater is given below. Next slide. Stoma. This opening how plants exchange gases. Check it. You can name the two important gases that go in and out of the leaf. Why are the stoma located on the underside of the leaf? Photosynthesis. Absorbing light energy to make chemical energy, that is glucose. Pigments absorb different colors of light, that is vapor. Main pigment is chlorophyll, that is green. Why do we see green in photosynthesis? Green color from white light is reflected, not absorbed. Chloroplast, chlorophyll located within the chloroplast, that is a green pigment. This is the light spectrum. Visible light is only a small part of the electromagnetic spectrum. Next slide. Light behaves as if it were composed of units or packets of energy that travel in waves. These packets are photons. The wavelength of light determines its color. Wavelength representation of light is given below. The black one is chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, that is blue, and chlorophyll carotenoids S is the pink one. Chlorophyll, a light absorbing pigment, the solar panel chemical. Chlorophyll molecules embedded in the protein complex is the liquid membrane. Interaction of light with matter in chloroplast. Light divided into three parts: light, reflected light, transmitted light, and absorbed light. The representation is given. Photosynthesis stage 2. The captured light energy is used to produce sugar and oxygen from water and glucose. Glucose provides the energy and carbon needed to make other plants material like wax and proteins. In plants and simple animal, waste products are removed by diffusion. Plants, for example, excrete oxygen and a product of photosynthesis. Chemical reaction is given as carbon dioxide plus water gives oxygen, glucose and water. Equation for photosynthesis is carbon dioxide plus water gives plus energy gives glucose and oxygen. Let's move on to next slide. Now MCQ part. The process that uses the sun energy to make simple sugar is, you have four options A, B, C and D. You have 10 seconds time. Okay, time is up. The correct answer is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants use sunlight, water and carbon dioxide to create oxygen and energy in the form of sugar. Next question. The function accomplished by the light dependent reaction is, you have four options A, B, C and D. Energy storage, sugar production, carbon fixation and conversion of sugar. You have 10 seconds to answer. So the correct answer is A, energy storage. The function accomplished by light dependent reaction is A, energy storage. Converts light into chemical energy, ATP and NADHPH. So